Hello, welcome back to another podcast. And today we're going to talk about why Christmas triggers us and how to heal without guilt. Around Christmas time, we think it's the time of peace, of joy, of being together with the family. But sometimes, for some of us, it's not necessarily that. For us, is when we see something in our family that we have not completely healed, something that we have been sweeping under the rug, and around Christmas, it shows back up strongly. It's not that it doesn't show up during the whole year, but around Christmas, it becomes the time that it triggers many emotions of anger, emotions of disconnection, of abandonment, or grief for the people who are no longer here with us, or people that we got separated from. So, Christmas time is actually one of the months where a lot of people suffer from even deeper depression or feel the most alone. They feel that they don't have nobody to connect with. And we're supposed to be in peace, in joy, in love. And that brings even more guilt because we believe that something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with me because I don't feel the peace, I don't feel the love, and I feel abandoned, I feel angry, I feel frustrated, or I just simply don't even know how I feel around this time. I wanted to tell you something. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You don't have something weird going on with you. It's totally okay to feel that way. It's fine that you have those feelings because that is showing you the things that they're still there that we need to address. Being somebody in joy and in peace is not mean that you're not gonna feel these other feelings. The reason why you feel those feelings is because you need to address those feelings. Christmas magnifies the unhealing in the family. It magnifies the disconnection, the feeling of abandonment, the feeling of manipulation, of control, because then you start to notice the things that you're trying to put away and not to feel and not to address during the whole year. But around Christmas, it's like you feel obligated to connect with your family. You don't do it because it's something that you want to do. You do it because you feel obligated, because you feel that if I don't do it, what are they going to say about me? When you feel that you have to gather the family in order to celebrate, or you feel that you have to buy gifts for everybody, because if not, what are they going to say about you? That's a trauma, that's a wound. And that's why you don't feel peace, you don't feel joy. You feel anger, you feel frustration, and the sense of controlling everything so nothing falls down. That's why Christmas sometimes it feels hard, not just hard on the wallet, but hard in the heart, in the mind, in the body. You start to feel more sick, and then you feel like disconnection from yourself, from your children, from the rest of your family, and then you start feeling like this is an obligation. But God did not call us to live in control, in manipulation, in something that we must do it because what someone else is going to say about us. First of all, to start to heal from those traumas, first, you got to release the need of control. If you were the person in charge of putting everything together, let's just say you were the person who was in charge of gifts exchange or the dinner. Where's the dinner's going to be? What are we going to cook? All of that. Release it. Start to release that stuff. If you're doing it because it's joy in you, because that's something that you want to do it. But if you're doing it because you feel responsible or because you feel that that's a habit that we have every year, that I'm in charge of this or that I'm in charge of gathering all the family, then you're not doing it from peace. You're not doing it from joy. You're creating more pain. You actually handing out pain to every single member of the family. And then you wonder why you feel what you feel. I did not understand this part before. And that's one of the things that I start working on myself when I start the journey of healing myself. It was that I did not want drama or I did not want it to feel hurt, but I was doing everything from control, from everything has to be perfect. I'm the only one can do it. I am the only one who's been doing it for years. And guess what? I was putting that energy out. So it was like an exchange. I was bringing back that energy on myself. Now I don't do that. Now, whenever I'm going to do something, no matter what it is, I have to pause and ask myself, am I doing this because I'm trying to control? I'm trying to manipulate the outcomes? Or I'm doing it simply because I wanted to do it? Because I don't care if it's something for me or not. I just want to do this. This is my desire. And when you start operating from that energy, you will see how everything changes. Everything is different because you're no longer worrying about what someone else will say. You're no longer trying to gather everybody together because that is manipulation. When you're trying to gather all the family together because you believe you are the one that is meant to do that, what you're doing is actually manipulation, is controlling. And nobody wants to feel controlled or manipulated. Think about yourself. Think about when somebody made you feel that way. They feel like they always got to tell you what to do, how to do it, when to show up, how to show up. Think about how that made you feel. And always being the same person who does that or says that. You have to leave room for other people to collaborate, for other members of the family to feel part of the family, because maybe someone else wants to step up on that role, but because you're always trying to fill that area in the family, they feel that if they stepped up, you will be hurt because it seems like you enjoy to do that, when you're really not doing it because you're enjoying it. You're doing it because you yourself make yourself believe that you are the one in charge of that, that if you don't do it, nobody else will be able to do it or nobody else can do it like you. And that is not true. It's very egocentric of ourselves to believe that we have to control everything or we have to put everything together in order for something to happen. I shared in the past podcast how before I used to believe that if I don't do the things that I needed to be done, they cannot be done right. And when my mentor questioned me and said, "Are you a Christian? Do you believe in God?" And I said, "Yes, I believe in God." And he said, "It doesn't seem like it." And I said to him, "Why?" Because you believe you are in control. You believe that if you don't do it, it's not going to be right. Right according to who? Who told you that the way you're doing it is the right way? Who told you that? Who made you the person who says this is the right way? And if somebody does it this way, then it's right. And if somebody does it in a different way, then it's wrong. Who told you that? And I had to sit in that uncomfortableness and think about it. And I said, oh my gosh, he's right. I'm trying to control things and they're not in my hands. I have to start releasing that. And then when I start doing that, older people were able to step out and exercise their skills, the blessings, their gifts that God gave them. They were just waiting for me to stop controlling. They were waiting for me to stop telling everybody what it can and cannot be done. They were waiting to collaborate, not to tell me what to do, but to collaborate with me. And when you do that, you start to see that really the life that you're living on, you have created it for yourself. And then you think everybody's against me, but the person who's against you is you, yourself. You, the one, is creating all this pain. Because the other thing is around Christmas, a lot of us, we feel responsible of giving the best gifts. We're even sometimes we're trying to look at what the other brother or the other family is gonna do, so we can do it better than them. We do like a family competition. Who gives the best gifts? And that's pressure. That's trying to show that you are enough. That's trying to prove yourself that you are meant to be there. The see me. You're not saying in those sentences, but with your actions, that's what you're saying. That you don't feel seen, that you need to feel important because you don't feel important. The moment you drop those gains of who gives the best gift or somebody did not gave me this expensive gift, the moment you drop those things, you will see how everything is different. In my family, around Christmas, we used to put it in writing, how many members of the family, doing gifts exchange, putting how much money we're going to spend on each individual, and no less than that or no more than certain amount. Why we did that? Because we were trying to control. Now I understand it. Back then, I did not understand it, why we're doing that. Because on the surface, we say, this is what we say, that why are we doing it? On the surface, we're saying, we're doing that, put in a budget and put in everybody, so make sure nobody is left out. According to us, that's why we're doing it. Nobody's left out. So everybody can have a decent gift, and that way nobody can get hurt if they feel that the gift it was less or somebody got more and everybody else got less, so we're all equal. That's what we said we're doing, but actually what's underneath that is control and manipulation, because we're trying to control what each individual does, and we're trying to put everybody in because we don't feel the connection with ourselves. Because we know that certain people in our family, we don't feel connected. Sometimes we can even stand those people. But we're gonna put everybody so nobody will feel left out. Instead of addressing what is the real issue. And you know why we don't want to address those issues? Because in the past, we have tried to address those issues, but we try to address it from anger, from frustration, from see me, from you don't think I'm good enough for you, from ego. And when we do that, what's happened in the families is disruption, anger that doesn't get resolved, and sometimes people get even more hurt. Neither one of the family members is really trying to look at it from compassion, from love, from understanding, from I see you. But we're trying to fight for our own pain, from This is what hurt me, and I'm not going to allow you to continue to hurt me, instead of listening to the other person. And I have seen that in my own family and my husband's family. I have seen that. Sometimes we speak not because we really want to listen to the other person, we speak because we want somebody to listen. That's it. But we really don't want to listen of what the other person has to say. We just want to speak just to speak. And communication is not about just you saying what you have to say, but allowing the other person to communicate what they want to communicate to you, and doing it with compassion, with kindness, with love, even when you disagree with them. Even when that happens, to still remain calm, to still say, I don't agree with what you're saying, but if you believe that that caused you pain, I apologize for the pain that you believe that I caused you. I did not do it with that intention. But sometimes when we start to communicate, we do it out of anger and out of frustration. And around Christmas time, all of those pains that they've been underneath, they start to come up because more people starting to get together in the family. I know in our family, something that we used to do as the gifts exchange. And then the first year, it was about, you gave me something that I did not want it. I did not want it. This is cheap. Or how can you be giving me this when I gave you that and it cost me so much more money? And you're being cheap. You're not even buying a gift back and things like that. Or the other one is, be at the dinner on time. Why are you late? Why are you taking naps? Why are you not calling me? You're always the one that it shows up late, or you're always the one who just comes and eat and doesn't do anything. You never do a donation for the dinner. And it's just things after things after things. But really what's happening underneath is, instead of addressing with a person what the real issue underneath is, we just point out what is happening at the moment. But really, the energy behind that is anger that has been building up for years. And we don't want to address it. We just say something that it kind of like, I tell you, but this is for this other person, which is, it's funny. In the Hispanic community, we call it something like, te lo digo a ti, mi hija, entiéndelo tú, mi nuera. I tell to my daughter, but it's really for my daughter-in-law. Something like that. It's a saying. I know it doesn't make sense in English, but in Spanish, it makes sense. And I used to tell my husband, I don't like to be with the family when they act like that. They act like we're best friends when we're face to face, like hugging and kissing. But as soon as somebody turns around and leaves the house, we're speaking negative things about them. I don't like that feeling because I feel that they might be doing the same thing with me, that they're speaking very nice to my face, but when I turn around, they're speaking very negative things about me. And my husband used to tell me, don't pay attention to that. Just focus on you. Don't worry about that. And I would see it more often. And then there was a point where I told him, I said, I don't want to be around nobody, really. I'd rather stay home because it really brings me more pain. And more pain because I have people that they are not with me. That I miss those people. And when we're together as a family, instead of remembering those people, making room for them, it's like we're still so focused on what did I get, what I did not get, You're late, you did not give money for this, and it's just chaos. And I don't want to feel that anymore. And that's when I realized that around Christmas, give yourself time to grieve. Give yourself time to acknowledge those that they're no longer with us, whether physically or because they moved to another place. Give yourself time to acknowledge those people that they were in your life and they're no longer with you, and release that pain, release that those feelings of sadness or whatever that might be. But don't go into chaos with your family and trying to explain to them how you feel, because what you're doing is really pulling your heart out and putting it in everybody's hands for them to destroy it. So take time for yourself. Take time to acknowledge those people. Take time to understand what Christmas is about for you, not for them, not what they expect about you or what you expect about them. But really, is Christmas something where you wanted to spend it with yourself, with your family, because you feel at peace doing that? Or you're doing Christmas with your family because that's what everybody expects of you, because you're afraid of what they're going to say about you? I can tell you that in the past years, it used to be for us about what the family wants to do, how they want to celebrate it. But 3 years back, we changed it. My husband and I, we decide that every Christmas, instead of giving our kids as gifts or our family gifts or things like that, we will spend Christmas out of the country, creating memories, doing something together as a family with my children, not with my parents, not with my cousins, nothing like that. We wanted to create something different because for us, we realize that for us, it's important that our kids have memories with us, that we get to see something different, that we get to experience different things in life that we did not get to experience when we were younger, and that our children will do it with us. So every year we went out of the country for 1 to 2 weeks. And this year we're probably going to do the same thing. But one thing I tell you, Christmas completely changed for me because it's no longer about the gifts, not even the Christmas tree. My Christmas tree is so small. I used to have this huge Christmas tree. Now it's very little and it's alive. I put it in a bucket, I water it every day. And for me, it's like this tree needs attention. It needs you to be present, like your life. Your life needs you to be present, not to be disconnected, like my family. So I changed the way I do Christmas now. And it's not about how many gifts are you going to get, or they're a lot, or they're very little, or I deserve this, or you should buy me this, or this is what I did for you. No. And to see it in my kids without even asking them how did they want to spend Christmas time, to see it in them. I remember asking my son, I asked him, I said, baby, what do you want for Christmas? Because every year I ask the same question. And he almost made me cry when he said, I need to think about it. And he took it like 2 minutes. And I said, you need to do it quickly. Is it something big that you want and that's why you have to think about it? And he said, actually, Mom, I realize I don't need anything. I have everything. And he started counting on his hands and said, I have this, I have that, and I have this. And he said, you know what, Mom? I don't think I need anything. I have everything that I ever wanted. I actually think that I need to be thankful that you guys gave me everything that I needed and everything that I wanted. And I really don't want anything. I just want time with you guys. And you guys are already doing it. So I really don't need anything. That moment was for me like, wow. When couple years back, my son always had a huge list with everything that he wanted. And I used to tell him, that's a lot of money. You know how much money is in that? And now to see something different, for him to say, actually, you know what? I don't need anything. I have everything I need. I asked my daughter the same question. Baby, what do you want for Christmas? She gave me a hug and she said, that's what I want. I said, no, for real. What do you want for Christmas? She said, Mom, I have everything. I don't need anything. Matter of fact, I don't even think we should go travel. We've been going different places. I think we should travel whenever we feel that we want to do it, but we don't have to do it just because it's Christmas. We can do it anytime. We don't have to do it necessarily on Christmas. We can stay home. We can drink hot chocolate. We can watch movies. That is a great gift. And I said, I'm being serious. What do you want for Christmas? And she said, I already told you, I don't want anything. She said, but you know what I'm doing for you and for that? I said, what are you doing? She said, since you guys every year are been doing gifts for us, now I want to ask you, what do you want for Christmas? I cried when she asked me that. I said, baby, I don't need anything. I just need you. I need your brother. And matter of fact, you know what? I don't need you guys. I choose you. I choose your brother. But I don't need you because I finally understood that I have everything. I'm not looking for nothing. Before I was looking for stuff because my mind was blocked. It was blocked with limiting beliefs. My heart was getting cold because I was sick of fighting to be seen, to be loved, to have that connection. And because I stopped fighting, now I can say I can feel the warmth from my family, from the Creator. So I'm not searching for that. In my body, I feel the safety. I feel that it finally opened something that I was searching for. And now having it all and recognizing it, it changed everything for me. So really, I'm not looking for a trip. I'm not looking for gifts. The only thing I'm looking for is to continue to recognize God's blessing, to continue to experience and to see His blessings upon me every day, all day. That's it. She said, you know what we should get as gifts? We should get a shirt that it says, I no longer need anything. And I was like, that would be pretty cool to get that. And she said, yeah, we should get that because we're a small family, but we have everything. Even when people don't see it, even when people said, you guys don't have anything, we have everything, Mom. We have everything. We're not missing anything. I said, I know. Isn't that fun? We need to thank the Creator that this year, finally, we were able to see His blessings. Because before, we had those blessings, but we were so busy chasing, see me, connection, love, abundance, not feeling enough. We were so busy chasing more pain that now that the Creator show us the way, we have more time, we have more connection, we have more blessings that we did not even expect it. We have more time as a family to do things. In our love, it grew. It's bigger than before. Not in a way of, I love you because you're going to do this for me, but I love you because of who you are, because I choose you, because you are the person that God gave it to me to be my partner, to be the friend that I need to walk this road of life. And that is amazing. That feeling is amazing. And for some people, it might not resonate because you don't understand it yet. But I pray that God will give you that understanding and it will open the door the same way that He opened the door for me. And today, I challenge you to redefine what Christmas means to you. What is Christmas for you? Not the gifts, not what people want from you, but really for you, what is Christmas? Is Christmas about the gifts? Is Christmas about what your family expects out of you? Is Christmas of doing something, of always being busy? What is Christmas for you? Because for me, this year, Christmas means something totally different for me. I know last year for me, I was still a little unstable on the process, but this year, Christmas it means something totally different for me. From the way I decorated my home, from the way I'm doing Christmas with gifts and things like that, the connection with my children, the connection with my husband, the way we're gonna plan this new year. Everything is different. I even sat down with my family and I said, we need to plan our next year. And my husband said, planning is good. We're going to put what's our goals, but don't stay attached to them because we're not in goal setting anymore. We're on mission. And mission, it's bigger than a goal because a goal has an end time. A mission doesn't. So we're on a mission this next year. And I can't wait to see what next year brings for us because I experienced a lot this year. I feel like for me it's I just started this journey of releasing a lot of things. I released things that they used to scare me. I released my past and everything started to change. Everything was different. And so I'm ready for the next year. That does not mean that probably things that we call it negative things or bad things are not going to happen, but it's different because I know in these bad things, God is in control. I'm not in control. He's in control and He's going to show me the way, the path. So I'm excited to celebrate Christmas and to give thanks to the Creator for showing me a better way to embrace this month, to embrace this journey, to no longer run away from the feelings that Christmas brings, to not feel that just because I'm sitting at a table eating dinner by myself or just with my family, that does not mean I'm alone or that I'm not happy or that poor me. No, that I'm in peace. I'm with joy. And if I get to spend that time with the rest of my family, it's okay too. Because now I learn to love them for who they are. I'm not trying to change them. I'm not trying to control them. I'm not trying to make them something that they're not. I love them for who they are, with their goods and their bads, because I want the same thing for me. I want them to love me for who I am, with the goods and the bads. And that's it. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We all do things that sometimes we regret. But it's hard to see people who would not let go. Let it go, because you're actually creating pain for yourself. You're not creating pain for your sister, for your mom, for your dad. You're creating it for yourself. You're doing destruction for yourself. But if you start to change a little bit at a time, you will see how the energy change, how your mom, your dad, or whoever that person is that you're in conflict, they will start to change because they see that you were able to let go. Many times people want to change other people. And I tell them it's not about that. I see a lot of clients who they want to grow on their business, but they're waiting on their mom, their sister, their father's apology. And on the energy level, you're waiting for the okay of your expansion. And that's the reason why your business doesn't grow, or whatever relationship you're trying to grow, because you're waiting for the okay of somebody who has no idea what you're doing, or it meant to be released, and you're still waiting on them to give you the okay. Even if you said, no, I'm not waiting for them to tell me what to do, but you are when you're waiting for that apology, when you're waiting for them to change, when you're waiting for them to recognize what they did wrong. Don't wait no more. Take action. Keep moving. Release their pain. You need to forgive them and apologize to yourself for waiting on somebody else for you to expand, to feel the blessing, to love yourself. So this Christmas, don't go into the family reunion or into this celebration with the sword. Go in with peace, with joy. And when you feel that you can't handle it no more, excuse yourself and go home and try to decompress, to regulate your nervous system. Don't go in with that sword shining bright to like, who am I going to get today? What am I going to tell them? Oh, if they tell me this, I'm going to tell them that. Don't buy gifts if you don't have the money or you don't want to give them a gift. Don't buy it. Don't give it to them. If you feel that your best gift that you can give this year is a hug, do that. If you feel the best gift that you can give is a word, a phrase, do that, because that is the best gift that you can give to a human being. You will start teaching your family what true love is, the true love that it comes from the Creator. And if you feel that you want to stay home and you really want to work on yourself, and this time you want to make something different out of this year around Christmas, do that too. You're entitled to build the life that you want, that is in peace, that is in joy, and not of control, manipulation, or feeling responsible for everyone else. You are responsible for yourself because God created you to be free. And if you feel that you don't know what to do, ask the Creator. He will show you the way. I'll see you on the next episode.